Hello YouTube! This is another combo I made up involving my last combo, so if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Kind of involves a little bit of the elements in it. But I'll still teach the part anyway. This is another, gets a longer combo, so make sure you have a good spin and a good breakaway. So this is mostly for my friend Yoni Rugoff, but anyone else who wants to see it, go ahead, it's a pretty cool combo. And for this trick, I'm going to be using the Remnant. Hard to see because it's dark, but it's really a nice yo-yo. Anyway, the whole combo looks like this. My camera isn't that good when it comes to yo-yoing. Oh, I messed up. Let me try again, sorry. Alright, that's the whole thing. And there are some variations that can be done off it, damn it. Got a tail. And I'll go into that too. So, it's a pretty basic, it's a connection of a bunch of basic tricks. Alright, to start off, the beginning will always be the same. You can do a couple of pinwheels. Go into a rewind. So rewind is when you go into a trapeze. You bounce off and you stick your middle finger out. So you're on your pointer, now you're on your middle when you dismount. And land it on the other side on the front string. This is called a trapeze and its brother. And then, once you do that, you go here, and you come so once you're off the brother, you dismount, you let it swing once around both fingers, like this, and then go and hook it, and this is called double or nothing. This is kind of for the basic players out there. Alright, so now you're in something called the double or nothing. You can drop the string on your throw hand, and now you have an extra wrap, roll it off, and you're back in your trapeze. So, once you have that part quick, for those of you that have rewind, you'll have this part pretty quickly. Now what you want to do is a matrix. So you let go, you unroll, and you can do an extra wrap. Then on this throw, so in a matrix, you do this, right? And you keep going, and the yo-yo at one point detaches off the string, like it tosses over like that. On that toss over, what you're going to do is you're going to, on this toss over right here, when it lets go off the string, and let's go off the string like that. See, it's off the string right now. I don't know how clearly you can see that. Alright? You're going to replace the pointer finger with the thumb. So, what I mean by that, I'll try and do this. So, you're here, you dismount, you throw it over, and you tossed off the yo-yo, right? And you're going ready to go for another double or nothing. Instead of double or nothing, when you toss it over, put your thumb in there. So now my thumb's in the string and I'm in a Houdini mount. That's a pretty easy thing to do. I hope I explained that well. Alright, so now you're in a Houdini. Now this is something that one of the variations I was talking about. You can either go into a Houdini or you can go back to double or nothing. Because you're essentially going to do the same thing off both. But, I'll continue doing what I was doing, and then go into that after. So you're in a Houdini now. Once you're in a Houdini, you can do something, if you know how to do this, called an Asian pop, which is when you do this and you pop up the yo-yo, like that. I'm trying to go low so you guys can see. Alright? You don't have to do that. I did that slowly, so I did not. Good thing I've got more yo-yos here. Anyway. Cork by String Theory is what I'm using now, by the way. Anyway, so once you've popped, you don't have to do that. Instead, what you can do, this is basically the beginning of and what, for those of you that had that trick. You curl in the yo-yo once. So you just wrap it around once, then go back around. And then what you're going to do is drop off your thumb, so you're in a trapeze, like the Houdini, because that's why it's called the Houdini mount, and toss it over to 1.5. Alright? You want to do that all in one motion, so it'll look like this. Alright, I'm in the 1.5 mount. So this is the mount that, this is a cool transition that a lot of champions use. A lot of, like, really good players use. What you're going to do is you're going to toss it, yo-yo to the inside string. So you're not going to toss it out. You're going to toss it in. It's going to land on this string. You guys might have seen this kind of mount before. Some other tricks. So, you're in the 1.5 mount. You toss it over once. And now you're here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to toss it over the same direction again. You're going to be in kind of a Mach 5. If you can do a Mach 5 from here. It's called the Mach 5 whip. And it kind of looks like a kamikaze mount too, because that's what it is. And then you're going to roll off, and you're back in this kind of, the mount that I told you seen before. If you actually let go off the string off your pointer finger, you're in a trapeze. So yeah, pretty much you can, if that's the case, you can get into a trapeze. You can open it up and you're in the mount. But anyway, so you're in a 1.5 mount. You tossed over, you're in that mount, and then you're in a Mach 5 whip. You go back to that mount. Now what you're going to do is you're going to keep going using that momentum and land on the front string, and you're in a double or nothing. This is a pretty key transition that I talked about in my last video, and it's really cool way to transition between some tricks. So anyway, well, so now you're back in a double or nothing. So you were at the 1.5 mount. You toss it twice to your counter clockwise. If you're a righty, then you're tossing it to your left side twice. And then you're rolling off once, back to a Mach 5, and then you're in the double or nothing. I said that wrong. Hold on, sorry. Because when I do this kind of mount, I always start from double or nothing. Yeah, so you're tossing to your left twice, tossing to your right, and then going double or nothing. So once you're in double or nothing, you let go again. You do the roll over to trapeze. Now you're going to keep rolling over and go to a brother. Once you're in the brother mount, do the brother slack whip. So this is how you do this. So what you have to do to get this thing down is you have to go off a trapeze and his brother. Go learn that if you haven't. Pinch the string right here on the yo-yo side. You can't see it that clearly, but right there, this string. And then that's going to leave all this slack right here that I'm holding. And you're going to you're going to whip it over, and then catch the slack with your other hand like this. So now you're like this. You can use one finger if you want. I like to use my whole hand. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bounce off the yo-yo, and you can get into Houdini by doing that pretty easily. So you go, you do a brother, and once you do the brother, you do slack movement, and then you go into a Houdini mount. Now, for this part, you need to know kamikaze. The basic thing right here is the whole kamikaze trick. Alright, up to the 1.5 mount. That's what it is. Go learn kamikaze. If people request, I'll do a separate video on it. But that last part is just the kamikaze mount. And then once you're in kamikaze, just do a trick called revolutions. Alright? So that's what I did before. Now the variations are what I said. So the whole trick actually right now should look like this, right? Go into rewind. Then you go into Houdini, Asian pop off, 1.5, double or nothing, roll off, the brother, slack movement, Houdini, again now do kamikaze, 1.5, revolutions, and end the trick. The variations of the trick, I don't know if I have enough time because the video may not load, but again, after you do rewind, you do your matrix, instead of doing a Houdini, you're in a double or nothing. You can just go reverse the movement that I showed you, that kind of transition movement, and you'll be in a 1.5. And once you're 1.5, you can just go backwards, back to double or nothing, and then do the rest of the trick. And the other, there's an alternative ending after kamikaze. What you can do is a trick called theorem. And what it is you end in a tower instead. So those of you that know theorem, that's good. For those of you that don't, I can do a tutorial on it, so you'd end in a tower if you did theorem. You can't really see that because I messed up. But if you ended in a tower, then that just makes this trick look pretty cool. But, I can do a tutorial on that if people want. If they don't want, well, because the toss-over on theorem to get to the tower is pretty challenging. My friend actually was the one who told me how to do it. Because he looked at the video. He's like, oh yeah, that's what you do. I was like, oh, that's awesome. But I guess before I end, I'll show you guys theorem, the ending. So I got a knot in that yo-yo. Good thing I bought another yo-yo. Crucial convection. So theorem looks like this. I don't know if you guys can see the tower or not, but I got a tower in the yo-yo. Tower laceration is what they call it. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And subscribe. Yeah.